Yeah, online students, is my voice is loud and clear? Okay, yeah, done guys. Yeah, today we are going to discuss the next topic related to Numpy. Okay, so in the previous class, as we have completed the functions along with the modules, and I have shown you how to create what is meant by module first. At the same time, I also explained for you the what are the uh yeah yeah guys. Regarding my health, I'm feeling somewhat better now, but not completely cured. Somewhat better. Yeah. Thanks for everyone for asking. Comparatively, it is better now. Okay. Done. Okay. So in the previous class, we have discussed the modules. So what is meant by module means it's a combination of various functions. Inside the module, we are having the functions, multiple functions and variables. What are the variables? And we are going to use these functions. So generally, what is a function means? A function where we are going to give the some input and it is going to give the output. So to keep all these things in a simple way means generally we are going to use the functions. So in the module, we are having the functions and the variables. And what are the modules are there? Modules are of two types. And I have already shown you how to create the module. At the same time, how to use the inbuilt module. So how to use the inbuilt module means within the first we are going to import the module, and within the module what are the functions are there, we are going to use the functions directly like this. Okay, what are the related to functions? Okay, so first we are going to import the module, and after the module what are the function is available within that module, we are going to use that particular function. Now, so majorly our work, once we learn the ML or once we learn the AI, for learning the ML or AI, for both the purposes, we require the data cleaning. So first we have to do the data cleaning. So what are the data we are going to receive? We have to do the data cleaning or something. For doing all the data cleaning, or what are the steps? Steps, what are the different steps are there? Steps in ML and AI projects. What are the different steps are involved we are having in the between the AI and ML projects? For all these steps, what we required is functions. For all the steps, each and every step, take any one step of your choice. All steps, each and every step in the AI and ML project will be done using the function only. So in that function, we are going to provide some data and it will give the output. For example, we are having the some kind of missing values are there. Okay, missing. Some missing values are there. And we have to clean these missing values. I mean, we have to replace them. Assume we are going to use the fill NA. The function name is called as fill NA. Inside the fill NA, we are going to fill what the missing values are there. The missing values I want to fill with the 10. So now wherever the missing values are there, all the missing values will be filled with the 10. So now this function, where it is available means in the pandas. So first we have to import the pandas, and within the pandas we are having the fill NA function, and inside the fill NA we are going to write the value and it is going to fill the values. Now literally everything we are going to do in terms of, yes, Leela, I'm sharing the screen. You can rejoin once. Leela, please rejoin. Okay. So every step, what are the steps are there? Every step in the ML projects or AI projects, whatever you do in the future, Gen AI projects, agentic AI projects, whatever you do within the Python, everything is functions only. And these functions are some of the functions we are going to create. And some, what are the functions we have created? All the functions whichever we have created to that particular project, we are going to store in one location. We call it as module. And for example, for this particular project, I'm going to do one project related to healthcare. Let's take an example, healthcare. Now HC is the some project. For this particular project, I have created some functions for my requirement. for my data set based on what are the requirement and what are the work was given to me. For that, I have created some functions. So now what are the functions I have created? The user defined functions. I'm going to keep all these things in the module name called as one HC module. That entire function code I will not show in the Jupyter notebook. I will copy that code into the module and simply I will call that particular function and I will give the input. So that the other person who is seeing my project, he will not understand what is the code behind that, how it is working. Okay, so here we are going to create the user defined functions, or we are going to second use the modules which are already available. So module functions, inbuilt modules will be available, and using the module functions we are going to work. So majorly we are going to do this. So which are the works majorly, which one we are going to use, miss? As I've told you, functions is the most important part for our routine life. And all these functions are available in the some of the module functions or user defined functions. Majorly we are going to use the module functions. 90% of them will be 90 out of, in a project total you are using 100 functions, means in that 90 functions will be module functions only, which are already available. We are going to use them. 10% only we are going to create them in our entire project. So now what are the module functions are there? First you should understand the module functions, means first you should know what is meant by function. To understand the function only, for that reason only, to understand the function only, I have explained for this how to write the programs by using the if and else along with the loops. What are the loop concept is there? So once you know these things, you know how to write the program. From that program, you know how to develop the function. So to understand all these things, what we required? Data types. Without understanding the operators, without understanding what is meant by operator, without knowing what is meant by Boolean value, are you going to work with the if condition? Everything are connected to each other like that. If you know the data types correctly, using the data types and operators, a combination of these two, first you are going to learn the if. Because in the if you are going to use the some condition, and this condition is based on the operator only. Without using the operator, we cannot write the if condition. 100% we have to use the operator, either equal to, greater than, less than, or whatever it is. Comparison operator, logical operator, a membership identity, that is separate. But we have to write the operator. 100% we have to use the operators. So without learning the operators, we cannot learn the if. Similarly, without learning the if, we cannot learn the loops. Why we cannot learn the loops? Means you have to stop the loop based on the condition. Means you should know what is meant by if. Without understanding, there is no use of loop. So after understanding these things only, we have to understand the functions, and from that functions only, a combination of multiple functions only, we call it as module. So if you come in this order, automatically everything you'll understand. For example, in this order, you have missed this one. Without learning this one, directly you entered into the function. What happens? Temporarily you'll understand the function concept. Temporary means for that day or second day or third day, 2 days or 3 days. But in the future you will forget, because you are not coming in the sequential order. Okay. Now, after completing the module, now already I have told you the modules like math module, random module in the previous class. Now the module which I am going to use is Numpy. So this Numpy and Pandas, these are the two modules which we are going to use for our ML projects, ML and AI projects. Here, first thing is why we have to learn them. Sir, whether, for example, OOPS concepts are there in the Python, whether they are important or not, means they are important. Where? Not here. In the certain situation, it will come. At that time, I'll explain the OOPS concept and how to do the OOPS concept and how to go with the decorators or something. Decorators, generators, what are the concepts we are having in the Python? We are going to discuss. Where means whenever it comes. But here, first you should understand. For everything, first you should understand what is your work. For your work, what are the things you have to learn? First you should understand that. So for this, to understand this one, we are going to receive the data in the two ways. One is called as structured data, which we call it as tabular data, which is in the Excel sheet or in the database, something we are going to receive the data. And after the data was received in the structure, that is tabular format, or second one is unstructured data, where unstructured data is nothing but text and audios, videos, all these things. Okay. So whatever we are having, audios and videos, okay, the data and text and everything, these comes under unstructured. Now to work with the structured data, we are going to use the ML, and along with the ML within the artificial intelligence, DL. Only ML and DL within the artificial intelligence. In the artificial intelligence, only DL part will be used. Coming to the unstructured data, here we are going to use the DL. Next one is called as NLP. Next one is Gen AI. And next one is agentic AI. This is the one which we are going to learn. Which we are going to apply. Now, first we should understand how to work with the structured data. That is ML and DL projects. To understand this one, okay, I'm writing here steps involved in ML projects. In any ML project, these are the steps. Now you automatically will understand what is the reason why we are learning the Numpy or pandas, why we are not learning the whoops concept now in the sequential order. Everything you'll understand automatically, and why I have not even started the ML classes also you'll understand now automatically. Okay, steps involved in the ML classes, ML project. What is the first one is project understanding. Step one, first we have to understand what is the project is about. Different types of projects are there. Within the ML also we are having the different projects are there. First step, we have to understand the what is the project is about and what we have to estimate or what we have to predict or something. The project we call it as business problem. The project is another name of project is business problem. First we have to understand the business problem. Step two, within the step two, we are going to extract. The steps two is consist of extract, where we are going to extract the data, whatever the data is there, from data source. Wherever the data is available, we are going to extract the data from the data source, like this, like Excel or like .csv files or database files. If the data is in the database, something like this. First, we are going to extract the data from the data source. After extracting the data from the data source, then we have to do the data exploration, data understanding. Okay, data understanding. If the data was received in the multiple tables, we should learn what is meant by data modeling. Means how the data are connected to each other. So we should know which table is connected to which table. After knowing the which table is connected to which table, that is data modeling, then we are going to understand the given data, what are the column names, each and every column name meaning. So to understand the column names, first we should know what are the columns are given. 10 columns or 20 columns or 30 columns. I want all the list of columns. To get all the list of columns, I'm going to use the dot columns, which is the part of pandas. So without learning this one, without learning this columns, pandas, how you can extract that data and how you can observe? Point is clear? So you have to do the data understanding. Means what I have told you, data understanding means understanding the each and every column name meaning clearly. The meaning of the each and every column name. That we call it as data understanding. Now internally some data will be there. What is that internal data? We call it as data exploration. Whatever the data is inside that. For this we are going to observe the dot unique. We are going to use the function name is called as dot unique. Unique means it will give the unique values in that column. In that any wrong data is there or something is there. Everything we are going to observe based on the unique values only. Okay. Some values might be repeated. What are the unique values are there? We have to observe. So dot unique, where it is available inside the pandas. So without knowing the pandas directly, we can do the ML project? Means no. Here only we cannot do now. So this step we cannot do. After that, next step, sir. Without doing the second step, who will do the third step? Second step only we are not able to complete. See, here some students will ask me the question like this. Okay. Sir, in the interview, what answer I have to give? This is the question they'll ask, something like this. Okay. In the interview, what we have to tell? If they ask the question, what we have to tell about the career gap or about the previous experience, something in the interview, if they ask what we have to tell, that is the question they some of the students will ask. Array, before asking this question, first step is, first you have to get the interview call. Interview call only not there means what you have to tell in the interview. What is the use of discussion of that? First step is interview call, na? You have to get the shortlist for the interview, right? They have to call you, na? If after calling only they'll ask some questions, you have to reply for that. First you have to get the interview call only. Interview call only not there means what is the use of discussion of all these things? For interview call, what we required? Resume we required. First, forwarding the resume in a proper format is required. From that, getting shortlisted is required. After getting shortlisted, then you will get the interview call. And in the interview call, if they ask what to tell, then that is the question. Many people will focus on this. First, their resume only will not get shortlisted. They'll not ask the question, sir, my resume has to get shortlisted means what to do. They'll ask the question, what I have to explain in the interview. This one only not there, but that one. Similarly, ML algorithms we have to discuss means first cleaning has to be done. Whatever the data was given to us, we have to know. What is the project about, we have to know. Without knowing anything, if I explain the ML concepts, what you will do with that? Point is clear. So when we have to learn the ML means when we are able to learn something, theory we have learned for 1 hour means we have to apply that practical part now. That practical part we have to do means first we should know the basics of that. For that practical, I'm not saying for the theory. Theory basics anyways, that is okay. But practical of ML can be done only after the pandas. Without that, we cannot do the practical ML. Point is clear? Why I have not started the ML classes on the weekend means that is the reason. After completing the pandas only we can start. Okay. Now, so here resume. In the resume, if you are having the experience means not again in the company, guys. Experience means dealing with the multiple projects. In this class, one of the students will say, sir, I have learned already ML, sir. I'm having the knowledge on ML. Where is the project of yours? You are saying the knowledge on ML. Where is the project? That is the question. And what are the project he shows? Based on that project, we can conclude whether his level is high or low. How, sir, miss? If the project is commonly used, if you type that project title, for example, one of the student in this class, he says that I know ML, sir. Okay, you know ML. What are the things you know in the ML? Sir, that one, this one, this one. Okay. What project you have done? Sir, I have done the Titanic data set, sir. Just type the word in the Google, Titanic data set ML project. You will get the answer or not? You will get the answer. If you get that answer, if this student says that I have done this, you will believe. You will believe that he has done or he has copied. Point is clear. So what are the projects we are writing in the resume? That project should not be available in the Google directly. Then what is the use of writing the projects? They are called as copied projects. Okay. So this is basic. So they'll not apply these all the things. Blindly they'll write some projects which are discussed by the trainer in the class. What trainer generally will use means which are popular data sets we will use. Sir, why you will use only the popular data sets means because in the popular data sets, all the different types of problems will be available. So we have to explain every type of problem means we have to use the popular data set where we are having the different problems. And that data set, whatever we have explained, some of the students will write as it is in their resume and they'll start forwarding to the companies and they'll not get shortlisted. Answer is no. Tomorrow, if you start the company also, you will also not shortlist any person. You will say that hey, these people are copied people, Rabo. Time waste. You will also say this one only. Okay. So these people will not get shortlisted. Immediately once they not get shortlisted, they'll come to me and they'll ask, sir, my resume is not getting shortlisted. Now, they instead of focusing here, where they'll focus in the interview, what to tell. Interview only not there. In interview, what to tell? How to cover the fake experience? How to do this one? How to get the more salary? Right? To do all these things, first this one. Na? So for everything, certain steps will be there. In that steps, if you come miss, everything will be perfect. When we bypass some of the steps, na, when we don't do that some of the steps, na, answer we call it as confusion. Or answer we call it as what to do now. If you are getting the two questions, one is called as confusion or what to do now, miss, you have bypassed some of the steps. If you have came in the order, miss, that questions will not be there. Point is clear? Now, coming to the third one, which we call it as extract, transform. The second one we call it as transform. Now, within the transform, what we are going to do is data cleaning. What are the data we have received? We have to clean the data. In that, we have to remove the rows, or we have to remove the columns, or we have to remove something, or we have to replace something like this. Okay. Where this data cleaning or this data transformation, what are the we are going to do now? This one only we call it as another name of this one. Are you going to use a JSON file? Yes, in our training, Morley, we are going to use. Okay. Now, so here, what are the files we are having? Like transform, data cleaning. What are the data cleaning is there now? We have to do the data cleaning. Generally, the data cleaning is not, other words of data cleaning is called as data manipulation. In the data manipulation only, we are going to add, replace, remove. These three comes here. If you remember in the list, in the set, in the dictionary, I have told you add, replace, remove. How to extract, how to replace. First, in the transform step also, before doing the data cleaning, first in the exploration, we have to extract. After separating them only, we have to do the cleaning. So data manipulation you have to do means before to that, what you have to do? Data extraction. So if you go back to your list, in the list also I have first explained the data extraction, that is doing the indexing and slicing. After that, I have explained for you the data manipulation, because that is the order which we are going to do. First, we have to separate the data. As per the requirements, first we have to separate the data, and which are the data we have separated. After observing, then we have to do the data cleaning. Now for doing this data cleaning, using what we are going to do is pandas. The entire data cleaning will be done using the pandas only. There is no other option also, choice also. In the Python, we have to use the pandas. That is the dead easy one. Next, data transformations means converting from one format to another format. Like text data will be there, that we have to convert to numeric. Why we have to convert means we have to apply the max, means we cannot apply the max on the text data. So obviously the text has to be converted to numerical data, then only we can apply the max. And from where, using which library we can do this one, what are the functions are available means again pandas. Next, we are going to do the data cleaning or data transformations, and finally unimportant columns we are going to drop. That is also part of data cleaning only. All these things you have to do means pandas. For example, you want to remove the sum of the rows. To remove the rows, we require Numpy. Numpy means row, column means pandas. Like this will be there. We'll discuss. So what we require means Numpy and pandas. Literally to say Numpy and pandas. Next, the fourth step. After doing the transform, the fourth step is load. Extract, transform, load. For the given project, we have to do the three steps like this: extract, transform, and load, which we call it as ETL. Now in that load, we are going to load the clean data. What are the clean data is there? We are going to load the clean data, because after cleaning, everything was completed. Now, then we are going to apply the ML algorithms. What are the algorithms are there? We are going to apply the ML algorithms. And after applying the ML algorithms and applying ML algorithms only, we call it as modeling. The technical name is called as modeling, where it will be done by using the sklearn library. The library name is called as sklearn. Okay. Next, we are going to do the evaluation, means whether we have done correct or not or something. Based this one also, the library which we are going to use is called as again sklearn. And finally, we are going to select the given model is good or bad, and then we are going to do the deployment. Deployment means it will be used in the real life. It will come into the production. Production means it will start doing the real life application. And these all the things, what are we are going to do now? For all these things, first we require the Numpy pandas. Okay. Theory is different. Practical for all these steps, other than first step, other than the first step, second step and third step, it is completely depends on the Numpy and pandas. If you know these two only, then only we can do. Otherwise, we cannot do work with the structured data. Sir, without for example, if I don't learn Numpy and pandas, then what happens, miss? If you learn blindly only the ML algorithms, you'll work only on the clean data. Some people will choose the data sets only for cleaning. Already clean data they'll take. Directly they'll take the data and they'll apply the ML algorithm and they'll say the project is completed, which we call it as dummy project or Lilliput project. Sir, in the title, in the resume, how you know that what steps we have done or whether we have done the Lilliput project or big size project, it is a smaller, higher. How you can know all these things, miss? In the resume, okay, we are going to write our projects. Our projects only is our experience. What are the projects we have written? All these projects has to be added in the GitHub, one repository, GitHub or Google Drive or something. The students who doesn't know that GitHub, example of GitHub is Google Drive in your words. In other words of this one is Google Drive. Simple way I'm saying, guys. Detail I'll explain in the further. How to get the data and everything. Okay. Now, Google Drive. What are the Google Drive is there now? This link you have to give in the resume. For example, I have not given. Your resume will not get shortlisted. Your resume will not get shortlisted means you'll think that only just by saying from top to bottom like that. It is based on the multiple reasons. One resume is not getting shortlisted by the company means multiple reasons will be there inside that. Okay. In that, one of the reason is you will not provide the link. So how we can know that you have worked the projects and what are the things you have worked in that projects? Where is those project files? Point is clear. Which should be open. Sir, if I open to everyone will copy now. As you only told, if I keep in the Google, automatically other students will copy from. Don't upload the data set. Upload only the output. You will execute in the Jupyter notebook now. Jupyter notebook, once you have executed output, already will be remain same now, unless you clear the outputs. Now that Jupyter notebook, if you upload directly, what happens? They'll observe, they'll scroll up and they'll observe every step. What are the order you have done, in which order you have done the work and everything they'll observe. They no need to execute, right? They no need to execute that one. Just remove the data set and upload your answer. And along with that, what are the things you have observed and what are the things you want to explain to others? Just you are going to mention. Is the points are clear? That the data warehousing and data engineering ETL is different, and the ETL which we are using for ML is different, and the ETL which we are going to use for the data analytics project is different. So different projects will work in the different way. So here in this case of ETL is here extracting the data, transforming the data, means converting the data, and finally for the clean data applying the algorithms. So here that is different completely. At the end, finally at the end, from this, what you are going to get from the end? What is the final step here? What is the aim of your ML project? For what purpose we'll write the ML project? For what purpose we are going to do all these things? Means we have to predict the future. For the future data, what would be the expected answer? Estimation. For this we are going to do. And for our requirement, what is the main part is model selection. Which model will give the maximum accuracy? That is our requirement. So for which model is going to give the maximum accuracy is our requirement. So for selecting this one and using this one in the real life, for using this one in the real life, we are going to work all these things. This is, so finally what you are going to have? Model selection. So in your hand, finally, what will be there? Model. This is the final output for you. Model. What are the, this one is there. This is the final output of our entire work. So this is the model which is used to predict the future. Okay. Example for the model. Sir, I want to see one of the model. ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the model and you are giving your data. Your data is nothing but future data and your model is predicting for the given data. What is the answer? So it is going to work in this way, right? Now, here, what are the final output is there now? That is model selection. What are the model selection we are going to do? And we are going to estimate this one with the maximum accuracy. This is our work. For data analyst, this is not the work of data analyst. For data analyst, it is a different work. For data engineer, it is a different work. For software developer, it is a different work. For AI engineer, it is a different work. For Gen AI engineer, it is a different work. So role to role, work to work, project work. Every project work is not the same. If everything is same, then no need to create these many new names. Directly in the company, whoever the data scientist is there only will do all this work. Means every role name is only data scientist only now. Why separately data engineer for that? Points are clear? Now, so coming back, so these are the steps. For all these steps, what we require? This. Now, this from here to here, what I'm going to do now, this we call it as development phase. Development. So completely we are going to develop the model from the scratch level. What are the, initially what they will give for us? They will give for us what we get. What we get means the business problem, that is what is the project is about, and along with the business problem we'll get the data set. Data, that data might be available in the single table or data might be available in the 100 tables. Data we are going to get. So these are the two things we are going to get. Then what we do means we are going to develop the model. As ML engineer, we are going to develop the model which gives the maximum accuracy for the estimating the future. Okay, that is the called as development. Now, we'll do the development and also we'll do the operations. What is meant by operations? See, I'll explain in a simple way. There is one empty land. Some empty land is there. You have to construct the house first time. Land is empty, nothing is there. I have given you the empty space and I have given the what are the materials are required for you to construct the house. I have provided materials, I have provided area, I have provided. What you are going to do? House construction you are going to do something. After completing the house construction, okay, everything perfect. Now in the future, are you going to get the repairs inside the house? Like some kind of cupboards, like carpentry work or some kind of plumbing work or some kind of electrical work. Something will be there now. Every time you have to do some modification. Are you going to construct again from the scratch level? For example, a tubeless has failed. Are you going to collapse the building again? You are going to start? No, right? We are going to just modify that. Whichever the part is there that we are going to modify, that we call it as operation. This operations will be forever. Till the project ends, what are the contract period is there? Till the last day of the contract period, this one means till the life of this house, unless it is completely demolished, till the last day of the demolishing of the house also, we will do the minor repairs inside the house. Same thing will be done in the operations. Every time we'll get some new data. We'll include that new data. Again, we'll check how it is performing. Again, we'll get some kind of problem. Again, we'll modify that one like this. It will be continuous rotation. So here the whoops concept will come into picture. What are the whoops concept is there na? That whoops concept will come into picture in the operation. For the development phase, whoops concept is zero. Only modules are required. Different modules, and within the modules, different functions. Is the point is clear, everyone? Now, for example, sir, from operation or business team, Excel or PDF or Word, they upload from the front end. We can chat with their data and based on that prompt generated from the input. Exactly. This is what are you, Ganesh has asked one question and he's saying some kind of business problem. And that business problem is the part of basically GenAI and which is related to unstructured data because there is no table in that. So whichever we are working with the tabular data, for that it is one way, and for which this is one way. Now, Dharmendra is asking, it's always prediction only, no other problems? No. In ML means prediction. It is predictive analytics. What will happen in the future? Okay. Can we start pushing the Python task which was provided? Yes. Now, here we are having the two types of analytics. Descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics means what was completed in the past and presenting that one, and which we call it as presentation of dashboard. We are going to create a dashboards, and in the dashboard or PPTs or something, and we are going to explain what happened earlier. What happened earlier. This is descriptive, past, describing what happened. Now, next one is called as predictive. So within the predictive analytics, we are going to create the models and what will happen in the future. What will happen? We are going to estimate. We are going to do the estimation with certain accuracy, not 100% accuracy. We are not the gods to estimate the future like this only will happen. If you even ask the ChatGPT, in the next 10 years in India, completely every house will have the robots, means it will say something. It is true. After 10 years, if you ask the ChatGPT, you will be there, I will be there. Right? Who knows that question we asked for the ChatGPT after 10 years back? Who will remember that one? Right? Or for example, let's take a small example. Tomorrow, some stock market is there. So tomorrow stock market will increase or decrease. If you ask this question to the ChatGPT, what ChatGPT will give? If ChatGPT can estimate tomorrow it will is going to increase, means, and really if it is increasing, if everyone knows that one ChatGPT is predicting the future in more accurately, Gen AI or Agentic AI or all these things, they are predicting the stock market, means surely in front of you I will not be here. That is 100% guarantee in that. 100% you will not listen my voice. Online students. Okay. So nothing is 100%. If I know that prediction I can do in the stock market with 100% accuracy, means I'll invest my entire money there only and I'll make the profit. Why I have to teach like this and I have to get the money from Naresh? This is a simple logic now. Right? So here we are going to do the some estimations. It is not 100%. Right? Now, so this, what will happen? Estimate with a certain accuracy. Same thing. What are you are doing the for unstructured data? For structured data, it is called as ML. For unstructured data, predictive analytics is called as AI. And particularly coming to the text generation. Okay, you are generating the text from the given context, which we call it as Gen AI. Is the points are clear, everyone? Yes. How you are going to deal with the live data? You have to take the live data. We are not going to deal the live data. In the class, we are not going to work with the live data or anything else. Live data, you have to get that one. Means as live data means as of now in the companies, what are the work is going on in the companies. In my company, what are the work is there? I cannot disclose to you, right? Then it is called as data leakage. We are going to work with the real-time projects, not with the live projects. Okay, now point is clear now. Now why I have told all these things for you before starting? Because now you'll understand the importance of Numpy pandas. And after Numpy pandas, by end of this week, next 4 classes, maximum it will take 4 classes, 2 classes for Numpy, 2 classes for pandas, 4 or 5, maximum 4 to 5 classes we are going to complete. And after completing the 4 to 5 classes, then I'll show you how to do the data cleaning, data transformation, data exploration, and data modeling. All these steps in the pandas by taking one data set. Every step I'll show you in the pandas. And it will take another 1 week. So in the next 2 weeks, means by end of this month, this part will be completed. By end of this month, this up to here, this part will be completed. And once this part was completed, means automatically by learning the ML theory, practical, we can complete everything. The algorithms to algorithm. How many algorithms are there? How many different types of projects are there? That we can complete on the weekends with ML, and we can do with the AI in the weekdays. Points are clear? Now, coming to this, first Numpy and pandas. Now, what are the Numpy and pandas we are having? Okay. Now, I'm going to import the Numpy, and I'm going to import here this one. Now, within the Numpy, what is meant by Numpy? First, Numpy full form is numerical Python. The full form of Numpy is numerical Python. And use it to work with the arrays. What is meant by arrays? Arrays means the set of values, like list of values. In the Python also we are having the same list. List is there to serve the same purpose of arrays, but it is slow. Now, a list plus for loop. A list plus for loop is called as array. A combination of list and for loop is called as array. Numpy means, what are the Numpy is there? Numpy is nothing but list plus for loop. For example, there is one list. Let's take a small example, 1, 2, 3, 4. For every value, I want to add the plus 10. How to add plus 10 for every value means, automatically I'm going to use the for I in L, I plus 10. Okay. Now, so here the program I'm going to write like this. N is equal to one empty list for I in L, I plus 10. What are the I plus 10 is there? This one I'm going to append in the N dot append of I plus 10. Now, automatically first it will take the first value 1, 1 plus 10, 11 will be appended. 2, 2 plus 10, 12 will be appended. Like that, for every value it will be appended, and I'm going to get the list like this and print N. Now, when I print N, it is going to give the output of 11, 12, 13, 14. Like this, it is going to give the output. Now, the same way, okay. Now, here what I'm going to do is this I am going to convert as an array. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be converted. What is the difference between list and array means? In the list, you will have the commas like this. In the array, commas will not be there. Same 4 values, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also same 4 values. Now, simply I'm going to add the a plus 10. What is a plus 10 means? Every value of the array, add 10. Okay, wherever I do the array, automatically it will be applied the logic called as for every value. Automatical default it will apply. The meaning of array means only for every value, for loop. By default, for loop is applied. Okay. Now, let's take a small example so that you'll understand more clearly, easily. So here is the list. Now, what are the list is there? I want to add the plus 10 as I've told you for I in L. Okay. I plus 10. What are the I plus 10 is there? I'm just appending here. N dot append. N dot append of I plus 10, where I'm going to take the N is equal to one empty list, and I'm going to write here print N. This is the original list, and this is the with the values. Now, if I take the same list again one more time, 1, 2, 3, 4, same list, what are you having? This list I'm going to convert to array. How to convert a list to array is simple. np dot array within the numpy. Within the numpy, here I have imported the numpy as np. Instead of using the numpy dot, I'm going to use the np dot. Now when I'm using the np dot array of l, now what it will be? It will be converted to array. A is equal to np dot array. If you are interested, you can see the a value. Now what is the a value is 1 2 3 4, which is a array. Now for this array, what I'm going to do is simple, a plus 10. Just I'm asking to print the a plus 10. Can you see? Point is clear? Just automatically by default it will apply for every value. So that much of easy. So all these vector calculations in the future, what are the calculations we are going to do on the data? What are the data we have provided? For example, here marks are there 90, 55, 60, 70, like this marks are there, student marks. For every student, I want to add the plus 10. For every student, I want to add plus 10. I'm going to select the column name called as marks plus 10. Simply, I will write like this, plus 10. Then what happens? For every value, for every record, it will add the plus 10. Or for every person, I want to remove the minus 10. Or something like this. Or for example, I'm having here subject 1 marks. Subject 1, subject 2. 2 marks are there. And I want the total. Total is nothing but subject 1 and subject 2. Now, what total column is the new one, where I'm going to add the S1 plus S2. S1 plus S2 means this value will be added only with the this value. It will not add to the this value to this value. This value will be added for every value of S1. Every value of S2 will be added. Because S1 is the array. Array means what I have told you, for every value. Every value of S1 will be added to the every value of the S2. Means this value will be added to this value and you are going to get the total. This value will be added to the this value, like that. So for simple mathematical operations, for all the mathematical operations, so it is an incredible library or module which can perform the mathematical and statistical operations very fast when compared to list. Is the point is clear, guys? So since we are using the max for our ML and for all the processing purpose, so obviously we have to work with the NumPy. Done? Now, so here, this is the NumPy. Next, as I've told you, multiple questions using the for loop. Using the for loop, you are having this. For example, let's take like this. You are having some list. One list is there. In the list 1, 2, 3, 4 is there. And you want to add the 5, 6, 7 for this list. What you are going to do? What are the values you want to append? First, you are going to take that one. For example, list of new values, new. For I in list of new values, that is this one. And L dot append of I. Now, inside this, what are the values are there? One value will be appended. Now, instead of that, if you take like this, L1 plus L2, that is two lists you are going to concatenate. It will be also concatenated. Now, second, for example, there is one list like this, list of 2, 4, 5. And again, there is a second list called as 15, 16, 19. You are having like this. This value has to be added to this value only. This value has to be added to this value only. What is the code we are going to write for this? Like this, 3 of them. 2 has to be added only with the 15, 4 has to be added only with the 16, and 5 has to be added only with the 19. For that, what we are going to do is, here, for I in range of, how many values are there? 3. That is nothing but length. L1 of I plus L2 of I. Means what are the index number you are setting in the first index, in the first list, same index position you are setting in the second list. And those two values only you are going to add. That is the logic. what are the corresponding index number of one, you are going to add to the second one. Now, if you have to write like this and n is equal to one empty list and n dot append, you are going to append this one. If you are writing like this, instead of this code, here we are going to convert to this one to a array. Now 2, 4, 5. Next, this one also will convert to array. A2 is equal to 15, 16, 19. Now A1 plus 8 completed. For every value of A1, every value of A2 will be added. Sir, for example, A2 is only this one. A2 is only 10, but A1 is the array. 5, 6, 7. This is the array, but A2 is a single value. Now if you do A1 plus A2, now what happens? For every value of A1, add 10. Sir, you told that for every value of this one, for every value word is applicable only for the array, not for the int. This is int type now. For int type, for every value is not applicable. For every value concept is applicable only for the arrays. Everyone is clear? Now within the array, we are having the data like this. Now we can convert a list. What the list is there? A list consists of only fundamental data types. A list which has only the fundamental data types, only that particular list can be converted to array. If the list consists of at least one advanced data type also, it cannot be converted to array. A list which consists of all the fundamental data types, that can be converted to array, guys. For example, if I take a list like this, 1, 2, 3, it can be converted to array or not, miss? Yes, it can be converted. np dot array of L. If you ask, miss, it will be converted. Array will be converted. Okay. Now, if you are having some advanced data type, like one more list is there, miss, nested list is there. Now, nested list, when you try to convert, it will throw the error that everything are inhomogeneous. Inhomogeneous means everyone are not the similar data type. Similar means fundamental. Everyone should be fundamental only. Is the point is clear? Sir, only int is applicable. Let's try with the float 4.5. Even 4.5 is also accepted. Next, let us try with the Boolean value. Whether Boolean value, yes, Boolean value is also accepted and it is converted to int. Okay, int or float. And next SRK. SRK is also accepted. So whenever you are using all the fundamental data types, every fundamental data type will be converted to array. That is not a problem. But whenever you are using so whenever you are using the advanced data type, it will not be converted. So now my question is here, when I am doing the conversion, what are the data is there here? Okay, within the list, some list is there. Inside the list, some data is there. When I am converting to array, when trying to convert to array, first it will check what? Every value of the list is fundamental data type or not. That is int, float, boolean and string. First it will check. After check was completed, that is if type of L, in that list, what are the individual values there? Every individual value should belongs to fundamental data type. This is the condition 1. Once you satisfy this condition only, you will enter into inner. Now when you have entered into the next one, now it will be converted to array. Out of these array, okay, what are the values are there? First it will observe any string is available or not. If one string is available also, every value will be converted to string. If string is not available, second it will check the second priority for the float. If one value float is available also, remaining how many are there, everything will be converted to float. If this is also not available, it will check the int. If one of the int is there also, every value will be converted to int. If this is also not available, then it will come to the boolean. This is the order. First priority will be given to the string. For example, I am having the list like this. 1, 2, 4, SRK, 5.4. I am having like this. First it will check how many values are there. 5 values. All the 5 values are fundamental data type. Yes, fundamental data types. Condition 1 satisfied. Now it will be converted to array. While converting, in this string is available. Yes, one string is available also. The first one will be converted to string. Second one will be converted to string. Third one will be converted to string. Next one also will be converted to string. Next one also will be converted to string. One value is there also, it will convert. Sir, for example, here only true also is there. Now what happens to the true? Oh, normal Boolean value. It is basically Boolean value. Now this also will be converted to string like this. If one string is available also, all of them will be converted. Sir, string is not there, sir. Now this is the case. In this case, how it will be converted now? Means float is available? Yes. Now first one will be float. That is 1.0, 2.0, 4.0, 5.4. Float of true. What is float of true? Means 1.0. Already we have discussed what is float of true during the typecasting. So it will be converted. Is the point is clear? Next, for example, this float is also not there. Now in this case, how it will be converted? The same list when you are trying to convert to array, how it will be converted means. Now in this string is there? No. Float is there? No. What is the highest? Int. So everything will be converted to int. That is 1, 2, 4. Int of true. Int of true is also. For example, not even this one, int also not there. Then what about the true, sir? True will be true only. Point is clear? So that is the order which it is going to give. Okay. Now I'm writing here srk, comma, one float value. Float value I'm going to take 4.55, one int value 10, and one boolean value 2. Okay, and I'm asking to convert. See, everything are converted to string. Now I'm removing the string. One of the string I'm just removing. Now automatically this is float. Now what is this one? 10 point. 10 point means it is also float. 1 point. This is also float. Dot means the meaning of dot means after the dot 0. Okay. For example, I'm removing even this one also. Now what are there? Int and boolean. So that is 10 and boolean of 1 true is 1. Now I'm removing even the int. Only boolean is there. Boolean will be boolean only. Is the points are clear? Understood, everyone? Now, like this, we are going to convert the data. Now, what is the advantage? What is the advantage you are going to get with the Numpy means? The advantage of Numpy is for faster mathematical calculation. The numerical calculations, whatever we are having, that is the advantage. Yes. Can we change a set? Here one of the student is asking, can we change a set or tuple or something to array? So for example, you are taking the tuple of 1, 2, 3, and you are asking np dot array. Array means convert to array. The meaning of np dot array means it will convert. Whatever the variable you are going to give, it will convert that one. So tuple is converted to array, not a problem. Now let us take the set. Set of 1, 2, 4, 4, 2, 9. Okay, 9, comma 1. Like this, I'm going to take the set. Now, when I'm trying to convert a set to array, I'm going to get the output with non-sequential order by removing the dummies, because here itself first it will remove now. The removed data only it will go to here. It is not doing here. It is doing here itself. It is only removing the duplicates. It is only going to do the everything. Is the point is clear? Generally, we are going to use the list. Vamsi, your question is clear? Yeah. It gets sorted means no, it will not store in the sequential order now. It will not even store in the sequential order, right? It may store, it may not store. Already we have discussed the sets. In the sets, I have told you whether the set will store in the sequence or non-sequence. Now, Vamsi, if I take the S is equal to like this, 1, 5, 2.4, 100.25 or 110.25, SRK, Krishna. Okay, now I'm having like this. Now if I ask print S, now can you tell me according to you what is the S value? What is the order of S value it is going to print? Vamsi. Ascending order or descending order, which one? What are the output it has released? That output only will be converted as it is in the array. It is not going to store in the order now. See, order was completely different. So in the sets, order is not important. Now, what are the set? Now, if you ask me np.array, in what order it has stored, in the same order, it is going to convert as a array. What are the array is there, it is going to do. Right? Now, so here, if you observe clearly, what are the array you are having? Now, simply it is going to give the output as true. It is not even converting every value also. Can you see that? Right? Now, here we are having the first one is called as 0D. The what is meant by 0D, guys? 0D means basically 0 dimension. So what is meant by 0 dimension? Here in the Numpy, we are having the up to ND. ND. N means no limit. 0 dimension, 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 4 dimension, 10 dimension. We are having the till that. So now n dimensional array, we call it as n dimensional array. So what is meant by n dimensional array means here first we'll start with the 0D. 0D, 1D, 2D, 3D. I'll explain in the sequential order one by one. First 0D. Which are the fundamental data type value is there na? Any single fundamental value. For example, you are taking the int and you are asking the int to convert to array. Every int can be, sir, for example, I'm having the I is equal to 20. Now, can I convert this one to array means? Absolutely can convert. After converting, what is the dimension of that array means? Just 0 dimension, a single value. So when you are converting a single value like int, float, bool, string, these 4 of them individually, when you are converting each of them to array, they'll be considered as 0D. They'll be considered as 0D when you are converting the fundamental. And when you are converting the list and tuple, when you are converting to array, they'll be considered as 1D. And whether it will accept the duplicates or not means accept, because the list will accept the duplicates means automatically whatever the conditions are applicable for the list, everything is applicable for the Numpy. So Numpy is mutable or immutable means list is mutable or immutable? List is mutable. So automatically Numpy is also mutable. Point is clear? Now, coming to this first one, okay, I'm going to take the A is equal to 45 and print A. Print A means what is the value of A? 45. And what is the type of A? Int type. It is going to give the int type. Now, this A is equal to 45, I'm converting to array. I'm using the np.array. And after converting to array, and I'm asking the new variable to print the new variable, and how it is going to print means same 45. Single number only now. And this array, what is the type of this variable means, which consists of this 45? What is the type means? It is a n-dimensional. Here, what is the type of this 45 means? Int type. Here it is a n-dimensional array, ND array, Numpy ND array. Is the point is clear? Next, coming to the dimensions, number of dimensions. How to get the number of dimension means just you have to write the variable name dot endim. Endim will give you the number of dimensions. Okay. Now here in this case, it is a 0D because 0 dimensions. Now what is the shape? For 0 dimensional array, the shape will be empty tuple. Always fix. Fix every time it is fixed. For what are the 0D array is there, the shape is empty tuple. Done. Now 1D. Now what is meant by 1D means it's a combination of multiple 0Ds. What is 0D? 0D means fundamental data types. When you convert to array, they are called as 0D arrays. A combination of multiple 0Ds. This is 0D, 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 0D. So a combination of multiple 0Ds is called as 1D. A combination of multiple 1Ds is called as 2D. A combination of multiple 2Ds is called as 3D. A combination of multiple 3Ds is called as 4D. Like that. Everyone is clear? So when you are trying to convert a list, what are the list is there? When you are trying to convert a list to array, the list is considered as 1D because the list consists of multiple 0Ds. A single value is called as 0D. As I've told you now, which are the this S is equal to, let's take an example like this. S is equal to SRK. What is the data type of this one, guys? String. When I convert to array, what is the data type? After converting to array, what is the data type means? It is called as ND array. Okay. Now how it will be there means SRK only. There also it is SRK only. It will represent in the same way. In the string also it will represent in the same way. In the numpy also it will represent in the same way. But earlier it is in the string. Now it is considered as ND array. Now what are the ND array you are having? Now this ND array. What is this ND array is there? It is a 0D. So string when it is converted to ND array, it is 0D. When a float converted to ND array, it is a 0D. When a int is converted to ND array, it is 0D. So for all these things, it is 0D. Now, which a combination of multiple 0Ds is called as 1D. So here I'm going to take the list, some list, and I'm converting this one to the array. Why you have got that inverted quotes, I have already told you. If one of the values is in the string also, everything will be converted by default to string. Where? Where? Yes. And that D type is not required. When you are going to get that one means, see here, for example, A is equal to 50, guys. If I write in the next line only A, what is the answer? If I execute this Jupyter Notebook cell, what is the output? 50. By default, last one will be printed automatically. If I write A is equal to 50 and print A in the same cell, if I write like this, then what is the output? Then also 50. So it is going to give like this. Next, S is equal to SRK, string SRK, and just I'm asking the S. Now what is the output? It is by default, it will print the last one. Last line, what are the is there? Either it has to store or it has to print. So since there is no storing, it is printing automatically the last one. So what are the last one it is printing? That is nothing but SRK. How it is printing the SRK? A normal SRK or with quotes SRK means with quotes it will print. When you ask the same SRK like this, by using the print yes, when you are using the print yes na, and then in that case, it is just directly printing without the data type. Now same thing will be applied in the array also. In the array, what are the np.array? What are the np.array? And a list you are converting 1, 2, 3. Assume this list you are converting to array. Now what are the array you have executed? If you write only the A, you will get like this. The output will be array of 1, 2, 3. This is the output. Means how you are getting the along with the data type here in the SRK, how you are going to get the codes. Here you will get the array of 1, 2, 3 because it is printing default. But when you have created like this np.array of 1, 2, 3, when you have created this one and this array you have created, and after that you are asking the print A. Now in this case, it is going to give clearly 1, 2, 3. So what is the difference between this one versus this one, miss? Here you are using the print command. That is the reason it is showing clearly like this. Here you are not using the print command, directly you are executing, miss. It will show along with the array. The data type also will be added. Is the point is clear? Now see here, in this case, same example, what I have done. Right. Yes, slicing will work, indexing will work, everything is common. Whatever you have done on the list, if you revise the list, automatically arrays are dead easy. 1D arrays are easy. Now, this is 1D array. Now, if I am asking the ndim, what is meant by ndim is number of dimension. Now, what is the dimension of this one is 1D. Why it is called as 1D is it's a combination of multiple 0Ds. Multiple 0Ds is called as 1D. Next, what is the shape? How the shape will look means the shape of the 1D is like this, where number of 0Ds comma. You are going to get like this. Now in the given, in this total, how many values are there? How many 0Ds are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is going to give the output of 4 comma like this. After comma, nothing will be there, but 4 comma. Sir, anyways, nothing is there now. Directly it can give only the 4 na. Means no, it has to be as a tuple. Now tell me guys, what is the difference between this one versus this one? Earlier I have told you this. What is the difference? Exactly. If I write A is equal to this one and B is equal to this one, the type of this one is int and the type of this one is tuple data type. Though there is a bracket and inside the bracket, if you give only one value, miss, it will be considered as int only. Okay, at least second one you have to give the gap. Then only it will be considered as a tuple with single value. Okay, how to write the tuple with a single value is not like this. A tuple with a single value is this one. Is the point is clear? And whenever you are asking the dot shape, it is going to give the output of tuple. How I can know? You see, always the shape will give that output as tuple, whether it is empty tuple or filled values or anything, but output is tuple. Even for the 0D, what is the shape it has given? Empty tuple. But tuple is going to be always output. Now here, I'm having total 4 values are there in the given array. How it is going to give me is 4. Now if it is stopping without giving the comma, whether it will be considered as tuple or int, it will be considered as int. So it has to be considered as tuple means comma should be there. So that is the reason it is going to give the output of 4 comma. Is the point is clear? Why 4 means number of 0Ds. How many number of 0Ds are there? Is the point is clear? Yes or no? Everyone understood or not? That is your choice. If you want to store, you can write the variable name. If you don't want to store, don't write the variable name, directly print. A is equal to 40 is there. I want to do the 40 plus 10. After doing the 40 plus 10, output is 50. You want to store means write the variable name. You don't want to store means don't write. That is your choice, right? Now, how to convert array to list? What are the array you are having? How to convert array to list means array dot to list. What are the array name is there? Some array name you are going to give now. That array name dot to list. Dot to list will convert to list. And how to convert a list to 1D array is like this. np dot array of list. Okay. Here, what are the list we are having? Assume this is the list. Okay. So just I'm converting this list to the array. Now, when I'm converting this list to array, np dot array of a. Now you can see everything were converted. Now you can see cite some data type. This is not required for us. Just it is showing that it is a string data type or something. It is not required for us. As of now, you can ignore that. And if you are interested, directly you can print the array like this. If you add the print, you will not even see the word called as array. Now, coming to the 1D, first we are going to see the how to create the 1D. How to create the 1D array is first you have to take the list and list will be converted to 1D. Okay. What are the other options to create? We are having the multiple options to create the 1D and we are having some of the functions in the Numpy. And we are going to discuss the functions one by one. So in the 1D, what is the order we are going to learn is first one is called as create. How to create the 1D array and what are the possibilities of creating the 1D array. Second one is how to extract the value from the 1D array. That is indexing and slicing, how to apply on the array. Next, how to do the manipulation. What is meant by manipulation means adding and removing. Adding, removing and replacing. These three are called as manipulation. So we are going to discuss the how to do the manipulation in the 1D array. How to add the data, how to remove the data, how to remove the multiple data, how to remove single or multiple, both. How to remove single, how to remove multiple. How to add single, how to add multiple. How to replace single, how to replace multiple. Like that, we are going to discuss all the options for everything. That is adding, removing and replacing. And same way, we are going to discuss for the 2D, Numpy 2D. And same way, we are going to apply it for the pandas and everything. Okay. Everyone is clear, guys? If you are having any questions, you can ask what are the questions you are having till now. Any questions? Now let us see how to create the 1D array. So to create the 1D array, okay, function, we are having the different functions to create the 1D array. So to create the 1D array, a 1D array can, a 1D array, we can create a 1D array with random values. We can create a, first one is a 1D array with random values. This is first option. Completely I want randomly. You don't know what numbers. You can create the 1D array with a 1D array with everything filled with the same value. With the same value. All the values are filled with the same. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 11, 11, 11, 11, 12, 12, 12, 12, like that. Everything are filled with the same value. Or you can create a 1D array with pattern of values. Certain pattern of values. Like even numbers, odd numbers, something. Like by using the range function. Okay. Or you can create a 1D array with your own values. Total 4 options are there. First, with your own values, how to create in your mind, some values will be there. That values only should be in the 1D array means take a list of your own values and convert the list to array. That is your own values. What are the in your mind numbers are there? That one only will be converted to array. Second one, I'm going to show you the a 1D array with pattern of values. How to create the 1D array with pattern. Pattern is very simple here, range function. So what is the difference between the a normal range function versus here we are having the arrange. Now generally tell me what is meant by range function. What is meant by range? It is going to give the range of values, certain pattern. So for example, 1 to 10 with the increment of 2. What is the output miss? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 like this. Same thing you are going to get here also. 1 to 10 with the increment of 2, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Sir, this is range function. What is this function? Arrange function. A stands for array. Point is clear? So just range function only. Literally, what are the range function will give the output? That range function output only in terms of array wise. Output is array. Remaining everything is same. For example, if you consider range of 10, what is range of 10 miss? What is the starting number? What is the ending number? By default, it will take the 0, 0 to 9. So here also range of 10. If you take the range of 10, single number, 0 to 9. Sir, if I take range of 1 to 10, 1 to 10 means what? Starting from 1 to 9. Same logic. Then what is the difference between the range versus arrange means? Range function will give us the int or list or tuple or something. But whereas arrange function will give the output as array. Some pattern of values. For example, I want to add the from 5, starting number 5 to 100 with the increment of 5. Means 5 table values I want. What are the list of 5 table values are there? I want that. You can create a something like this. Is the point is clear? How to create a 1D array with pattern of values means the pattern of values will be cited by using the range function. What are the logic is applied on the range function? Sir, range of 10, what is the answer? Range of 5, what is the answer? Range of 1 to 5, what is the answer? Range of 2 to 5 with the increment of -2, what is the answer? What are the answer you are going to get in the range function? The same output you are going to get in the arrange function also. It will not give that differently. Same output as it is, but in the array type. Point is clear, guys? Next, how to create the 1D array with random values. Third one is how to create 1D array with the random values means here we are going to use the np dot random dot rand int. We are going to give the random dot rand int from 200 between 1 to 100. How many values I want miss? 4 values. It is going to pick the randomly 4 values. Randomly it is going to pick the 4 values, and what are the 4 values it has picked randomly it is going to give. So you have to give the starting, ending and number of values. From where to where you want the random values. Starting point, ending point and number of random values. So like this we can create a 1D array with random values. Sir, I want my values, sir. Then you take your values into the list and convert to array. Random values, pattern values, or your own values. In your mind, what are the numbers are there? That one only you want miss. First write that one in the list and convert to array. Everyone is clear? Next, how to create the 1D array with the same value miss? Here we are going to have the np dot zeros is the function. How many zeros you want? 5 zeros. See, every value is filled with the zeros. All the values are filled with the zeros. How many values are there? Every value was filled with the zeros. Sir, but my requirement is not filled with the zeros, sir. My requirement is filled with the ones. Add +1. 2, sir. Add 2. 500, sir. Add 500. Automatically for every value 500 will be added now. As I've told you, the advantage of array is only this. But by default, here I'm going to get the dot, something like this. that is data type. What are the D type is there? D type by default, it will take the float. That is default argument in this function. If you want to change to int, change to int like this. Now, what are the values you are going to have? All the values are filled with the zeros. How many values you want? How many values you want, miss? 5 values are, 6 values are, 7 values are, 10 values are, 15 values are. How many values? Every value will be filled with the zero only. You know how to fill with the zero. Now automatically you know how to add the number. So like this, a 1D array with the same value. Points are clear? 4 of them. With the own values, pattern of values, random values, and same values. Like this, we can create the 1D array. And next, after creation, what I have told you? Extraction. How to extract the data from the 1D array. That is by using the indexing. Same. For example, here I'm having the like this. Let's take this one. Okay. Now, in this, how you assume if it is a list, how to extract 50? If it is a list, how to extract 50? We are going to write the a of 1. This is 0 and this is 1. Simple. Here also same. Here also you are going to get the same 50. And if you use the print now, automatically the data type will not be visible. Without using the print only, the data type will be visible. When you are using the print, the data type will not be visible. So next, how to extract 39? A of 2. How to extract 16? A of 3, or what is the second option? A of -1. So positive indexing and negative indexing. Same logic. Order is applicable for the list. Same logic is applicable. What about the slicing, sir? Okay. For example, I want from here to here, including this one I want. What to do? If it is a list, tell me for the list. What to do for the list? 0 to 3, because 0, 1, 2 will be included. So 0 to 3. So I'm going to use the same 0 to 3. You tell me the answer for the list. Automatically I'll tell the answer for the array. Sir, I have forgot the list. Forget about the array. Simple answer. If you don't remember the list, miss, forget the array. Without knowing the list directly, if you come to the array class, there is no use. Points are clear, everyone? And we'll continue from here in the tomorrow's class. So we have completed the creation and extracting part of the 1D array. Tomorrow we'll complete the 1D array along with the 1D pandas. In the pandas and in this, both will complete the 1D first, followed by 2Ds. Done? If you are having any question, you can ask. Flat files can be either structured or unstructured, CSV. Yes, some flat files, we are going to use the flat files also, Leela. In our case, we are going to use the flat files. In our regular class, one of the data set, we are going to work with the flat files. Yes, exactly. Dharmendra, generally we will not use the sets to store the data. See, here you have to understand the logic clearly. You want to store the data or you want to apply some logic on the data. So you want to store the data, miss, then generally we'll go with the list. So whenever we are using the set operations like union, intersection, something is there, na? When we are using the set operations only, we are going to majorly focus on the set. Otherwise, generally we'll not use the sets. Majorly we'll use under the list only, completely list. Leela Krishna, flat files we can use as a structured data. Okay, done. No, rand float is not there. Vamsi Krishna. Rand int only is available, not rand float. Vamsi. Done? Done, guys. We'll continue from here in the tomorrow's class.